A developing story in Mason City where police are investigating a shooting at a gas station. KIMT News 3's Shane Delaney is at the scene. And Shane,
just about an hour ago, a person was shot in the parking lot. Now, taking a look at the scene right now.
I think regardless of football team, most fans would like to see the Vikings catch a new stadium bell. But with constant changes, it makes this story.
With the second season fast approaching, local football teams know what's at stake. My name's Age Ellingson, and I would like to thank you for spending your Friday night with us. Tonight we start
live coverage of the North Iowa Band Festival Parade.
The people lining the streets again this year in anticipation of the big event.
It is a big crowd today.
The City High School royalty, Matt, Mary, Molly Kraling, your guys' list of accomplishments during your high school career is...
I put on my swimming suit, and you can tell it's probably a little bit different than most people's swimming suits. And my daughter and I decided we were going to come back and we were going to hang out in one of the little wading pools. You know, it keeps things nice and comfortable.
Showcasing local musicians. Today we're featuring a North Iowa native.
They hope their On the Road campaign spreads awareness of the veteran unemployment situation. Sarah.
All right, good to highlight that situation. Thanks so much, Shane. Well, if you're an employer looking to hire veterans, the original fire spread quickly with others popping up in different areas. Police say there was no harvesting being done in the fields, so it became clear that the fires were intentionally set.
The weather conditions definitely playing a part into the conditions that make these fires spread so easily. Chief Meteorologist Adam Frederick is in the Storm Team 3 Forecast Center. Are we going to be seeing any moisture anytime soon?
Not right away, although we do have a few chances coming up with an approaching cold.
There are people gathered waiting for them to roll through.
They sure are here, Amy. Look at this right here. We have people who are starting to gather on the side of the road here. We are all, of course, waiting for the Clear Lake Fire Department, 11 firefighters to stroll through town with a piece of steel from Ground Zero. Alrighty, and that is making its way to Clear Lake.
Good evening and welcome to the final of our 3 programs looking at the candidates running for the City Council in Mason City. I'm KGLO News Director Bob Fisher, and I'll be your moderator for tonight's event. And KGLO, KIMT, and the Globe Gazette are partnering as part of a public service to bring you these programs so you can learn more about the candidates running for city office. Tonight, we look at the candidates running for the at-large seat up for election, and let me introduce them now. Alex.
Lucretia's daughter, Sarah, says her mother's attitude and work ethic inspired her and her 3 brothers to be active in volunteering as well. If you would like to nominate someone as a volunteer, go to KIMT.com, click on Giving Your Best.
The new camera equipment will be mounted on the outside of the buses somewhere around here. That way you can see 2 things. If this stop arm is out, and then any car that may be illegally passing on the side here, it then gets their license plate information, and they can expect to be in a little trouble.
You know, I think it's one big step in help.
Why put up those signs?
Well, Sarah, the purpose of the billboard is to show the potential dangers of eating processed meat. Now, I have some bacon here, but cancer research says that eating nearly 2 ounces or 2 strips of bacon is what can increase your chances of getting certain kinds of cancer.
Well, Matt, police have taken a man into custody for questioning at this time in the robbery of Merle Norman. Now, they're still trying to figure out and sort out all the facts right now, but they...
Thank you, Matt, and I have my attire on because they're called the Dweebs, and they're all dressed up here today. Joining me is Michael Blue. He is Papa Dweeb, and first off, everybody wants to know, how did you come up with the name the Dweebs?
What else can I do?
Well, fall is here now. Winter isn't too far behind, and Jim Collins with Alliant Energy is here now to give us some tips on saving some money on our energy bills this coming winter. We have to assume it's going to...
Because it's before the cold hits is where you really want to insulate your home. Some of the things I do when I go into a customer.
And that was especially important for the Hayward rest stop because they've won several awards for cleanliness and appearance. So they said they're relieved to have things looking good again. Natalie?
Sounds good. Thanks, Raquel. Well, while many people were negatively impacted over the last few weeks.
The atmosphere out here is great. The people are so nice, but I mean, it does take a lot of work to make this. This is your chili. You brought a little bit of it over here for us. So yep. Tell us, how do you make this and how do you make it so good?
I don't know if it's that good, but I like it. I like a creamy chili, and I don't like a lot of spice in it. I like to do, and I just figured I might as well get involved with that as long as I was going to be here.
Yeah. So would you say this year's kind of about the learning environment for you rather than maybe taking the win?
This week, we're honoring an educator who didn't expect to end up in the profession. But now, after 6 years of teaching, this Golden Apple winner is seeing just how rewarding her job can be. Lisa Brandaw didn't go to school.
People the opportunity to take part in wine tasting. And you have a couple things for us to think about, too, like Wine Tasting 101. What are a few that you have?
You know, wine tasting is more than just sitting down and just, you know, do I like it, do I not like it? You know, it can be kind of quick and be, you know, just kind of shallow. You really got to take the time to evaluate the wine. I mean, I put a lot of work into this, and as every winemaker, so we like to evaluate 5 things mainly.
I'm going around to homes and businesses to test those commonly touched surfaces and see just how much bacteria is really growing there. I started with some petri dishes and a list of places I wanted to test, swabbing the high traffic areas like light switches, door handles, remote control, and toilet handle. But I also looked at some different areas we may not always think of as germy, like your garbage can lid, couch pillow, and the bottom of a purse. Now at the workplace, I decided to take a closer look at a computer keyboard. I'm going to compare a normal keyboard to one that's covered and never eaten over. After this, horse meat could soon be on the menu in some areas. Congress has lifted a ban on funding horse meat inspections, which means horses could soon be butchered in the U.S. and exported abroad.
KIMT News 3's Natalie Tendall has more on this story now from the newsroom. Natalie, why did those in Congress change their minds?
Well, Matt, Congress cut off funding for horse meat inspections in 2006, but lifted the ban on a federal report found more horses had been neglected and abandoned since the economic downturn started. I caught up with a local horse owner to get their take on the decision and looked into whether horse meat would ever be consumed in the United States. Jennifer Cash is no stranger to horses. She's owned and raised a few for the past 10 years and considers them part of the family. So her reaction to Congress's decision to allow horse slaughter may surprise you.
The initial thought is, yeah, I don't want to put down Trigger. I don't want Trigger to be sent to slaughter and be on someone's kitchen table. But there are some positives.
For one, she said, it's a holiday treat for cars passing by. All you have to do is tune in your radio to 89.3, sit back and enjoy the show.
As well as right now, being with a bunch of people at our school, it's been great.
Molly, how about you as we kind of keep rolling through? Molly, your proudest moment as a Mohawk?
I just love everything about being a Mohawk. I don't be swimming in choir with it, be band, anything. I just love it.
All right, you guys have fun. Congratulations.
And the royalty are leading in the Mason City High School Band, playing 76 trombones. Director Russ Kramer this year is leading the band. Mason City High School Band in their 84th year. Achievements include 8 all-state instrumentalists in the band for this past year, 2010 to 2011, along with 32 Division I ratings at State Solo and Ensemble Festival in 2011, a Division I rating at State Large Group Festival 2011, and guest performance at UNI in 2010.